order the Bedford Township Planning Commission regular meeting, January 24th, 2018. If we could just stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could have the roll call.
Mr. Frederick?
Present.
Mr. Zybeck?
Here.
Mr. Jenkins?
Here.
Mr. Steffens here, Mr. Fritz?
Here.
And Mr. Anger?
Here.
And Mr. Garber?
First is, on the agenda is to elect Planning Commission officers for 2018. Do we have any nominations?
I'll make a motion to nominate Matt Anger for chairman.
Support?
I accept.
I'll call the roll.
Call roll.
Move the nomination be closed and that he be elected by acclamation.
Do we need to take a roll call for that, or is it?
Yes.
If we could take a roll call for the,
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Zybeck?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Garver?
Yes.
Stefan votes yes. Mr. Frederick? I'm sorry, Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
And Mr. Anger?
yes. Motion carried. Mr. Anger will be the chair.
I nominate Dennis Jenkins for vice chair.
Support?
Support.
If we could have the roll call.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Zybeck?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Garver?
Yes.
Stefan votes yes. Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
Yes. Is the next one secretary?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I nominate Dan Steffen for the position of secretary.
Support?
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Zybeck?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Garver?
Yes.
Stefan votes yes. Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
And Mr. Anger?
Yes. And then I believe we have the representative for the BZA.
Make a motion to nominate Tom Zebeck to continue that.
Second.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Zybeck?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Garver?
Yes.
Stefan votes yes. Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
Yes. Is there more?
Motion for the, approve the agenda?
I'd like to have a motion to, I'd be willing to accept a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Zybeck?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Garver?
Yes.
Stefan votes yes. Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
Mr. Anger?
Yes. Next, we'll move to the approval of the minutes of December 13th, 2017, for anyone who was here.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the minutes of December 13th, 2017 as published and waive the reading thereof.
Support?
Support?
Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Mr. Zybeck?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Garbrick?
Yes.
Stefan votes yes. Mr. Fritz?
I abstain.
Mr. Anger?
I abstain as well, I was not here. Motion carried. Next is public comment. They're limited to 3 minutes. Anyone would like to speak up that does not have an agenda? I believe we can pretty much skip this one. On to new business. We have a request for a recommendation for final preliminary plat approval for Village Meadows, Plat 3 and 4 and parcel number 5802-014-06702, located on Temperance Road, east of Lewis Avenue. Jody?
Okay. Again, this is for Village Meadows, Plats 3 and 4, final preliminary plat approval. This is a recommendation to the Township Board. The applicant is Bryce Bankowski, President of Village Meadows Holdings, LLC. Parcel number 5802-014-06702, Zoning is R3, single-family residential. The subject site consists of 23.8 acres, where 8.435 acres is being proposed for development. Plat 3 consists of 11 lots, and Plat 4, 14 lots, for a total of 25 R3 single-family residential parcels. There is a total of 96 lots within Plats 1 and 2, and with the additional proposed 25 lots, there will be a total of 121 lots within the Village Meadows subdivision, where there are two means of ingress-egress off Temperance Road, Bush Drive and Village Meadows Drive. The proposed plats are an extension of the Village Meadows subdivision located on Temperance Road east of Lewis Avenue, which was approved on 8/19/2003. The property was for ownership at that time, and due to the market, Plat 3 was never developed. The submitted plan received tentative preliminary plat approval for Plats 3 and 4 from the Township Board on July 11th, 2017. The Monroe County Road Commission has approved the final preliminary plat 11/30/2017. The Monroe County Drain Commission has approved the final preliminary plat on November 20th, 2017. Manikin Smith has approved the final preliminary plat on 1/15/2018. A permit has been issued by the MDEQ. The Bedford Township Fire Department has approved the final preliminary plat on 1/9/2018. The following should be considered if final preliminary plat approval is recommended. Any and all issues outlined in the Monroe County Road Commission, Monroe County Drain Commission, the Manikin Smith Group, and the Bedford Township Fire Department letter shall be addressed prior to final plat approval.
Thank you, Jody. Do we have a representative for? Village Meadows?
State your name and address.
Bryce Bankowski, 1948 Woodland Drive.
Are there any questions anyone has?
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, this is an extension of Tom Huner's old project that was over there years and years ago. Mr. Chairman, I move the commission recommend approval of the final preliminary plat for Village Meadows, Plat 3 and 4, subject to any and all issues outlined in the Monroe County Road Commission, Monroe County Drain Commission, the Manick and Smith Group, and the Bedford Township Fire Department shall be addressed prior to final plat approval.
Support. Mr. Frederick?
Yes.
Stefan votes yes. Mr. Zybek?
Yes.
Mr. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Garbrick?
Yes.
Mr. Fritz?
Yes.
And Mr. Anger.
Yes. Motion carried. There it is. If there's any public comment, we can take that at this time. Seeing that there is no other public, we will move on to any information, anything, Jody?
Tentatively, at this time, we will be having a meeting on February 14th.
What time is that?
Any commission or staff comment?
I have nothing.
None? None for me?
Nothing.
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 Nothing except I look forward to spending Valentine's Day with you gentlemen next month.
I take that back. I'd like to welcome Ron Fritz as our new member to the planning commission, so.
Congratulations, all the new officers.
Thank you.
I will entertain a motion for adjournment if there's nothing else.
So moved.
Sports.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, they aren't always that easy. Yeah.